This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska.
Good evening and welcome to the 126th edition of the Diller Picnic Parade. My name is Jake Bartecki, seated to my left here in downtown Diller, Diller native Beth Rolfs, and we are coming to you live on News Channel Nebraska, as well as here in the great town of Diller in southeast Nebraska. We're glad you made us a part of your Saturday night. If you're watching from home or if you're here in the great Jefferson County town, we're glad you could join us. Once again, my name's Jake Bartecki. Beth Rolfs sitting here with me at Castor and Commercial Streets in Diller. Beth, 126 years. I mean, not many events make it to just their 10th anniversary. This one got it to 126 events. I mean, that's crazy. To you, somebody from Diller, and to all the people here in this town, what does that mean?
Diller Picnic has been...
We'll try and get that mic on.
Yeah, we'll try it again. Diller Picnic has been a tradition that has been a part of Diller's fiber for many, many years, and it definitely impacts the Diller of today. The tradition of volunteerism, the pride in the community, and the commitment to the community is exemplified in the party that we put on for our friends and neighbors every year. This event started in a very humble way. It was a way for the lodge across the street to gain members. So they put on an event, they put on a parade with marching, drills, and band, and their purpose was to draw people in. Last year, you would have seen a lot of hot air balloons. That's because at the very first one, Jake, they had a hot air balloon ascension. A couple years after that, they had another one, and actually the pilot jumped off of out of the balloon and landed, and so that's why we had so many balloons that year. The Diller Picnic has been going on, not consecutive though. We have had to take 3 years off, 2 for World War II and 1 for COVID. So we were really excited to come back and be able to share this party and experience with everyone.
So tell me a little bit about what you're expecting here tonight. I mean, obviously, we've got a long list, 50 floats deep for this Diller Picnic Parade, and the theme is the great outdoors. So I know you're part of the committee. Tell us a little bit more about the theme and what you're expecting here tonight.
Well, first of all, I'm going to take the disclaimer. I deserve no credit for this amazing event. I am not on the committee. We have a lot of great people who are, and in a bit I'll explain that. But what we expect tonight is a great collection of beautiful floats. We have some musical entries. We have a variety of businesses who are here tonight to represent themselves. We are going to enjoy some funny things and a lot of fun. So that's exactly what we are expecting for this evening. At 7 o'clock, we are expecting our flyover, and we should be hearing the alarm for the 7 o'clock start of the parade.
So how did that happen? I know you were talking with somebody just a little bit ago that you hear a siren and that means the parade starts. So I'm sure a lot of people in Diller know what that means, but to the people watching at home, maybe statewide, as this is televised on News Channel Nebraska, tell them the significance about that.
Well, typically we would sound the alarm at 6:45 because we have parade participants all around the community, and they need to know it's time to get ready for a parade. This year, we did not have the alarm sound, and we have to laugh, and we're really glad that tonight was not a night we needed the civil defense siren, you know? Hey, yeah. Better it not work for the warning of the parade than it not work the night you need it because it's storming. So we're just okay with that.
That's
but
good.
We are going to be sounding the alarm at 7 o'clock. That signals the start of the parade, and that's when we draw everyone's attention to the south side of our main street and invite you to watch our offering of the great outdoors. Now, Jake, you mentioned some of the folks that are on the picnic committee, and Diane Wells gave me this list with the disclaimer,
I think, did I hear a siren?
I hear a siren. I think we are using this siren tonight as the signal of the parade. And so we will look to the south and we should soon see the beginning of our parade. While we do, though, I do want to ask everyone, as you see the individuals I'm about to mention, please thank them for their tireless efforts in pulling this event off. A few of the members, we are probably not going to name them all, but some of the Diller Picnic members are Diane Wellsant, Chris and Angie Clifford, Chad and Courtney Lotman, Shelley and Jesse Smith, Dave Henricks, Chuck Molchek, Amanda Warnke, BJ Stein, and Darren Weirs. And if we missed anybody, I want to know, because we want to give you the credit where credit is due.
I came down to do a story with Shelley Smith earlier this week, the
yes.
Diller Picnic preview. People really enjoyed that. You can tell she was passionate, and a big thanks to all of them as well.
Yes, absolutely. I saw that. That was a good story. I really liked that. So we appreciate the work you folks do.
Well,
you do
we
good
appreciate
work.
you guys having us. Again, this is televised on News Channel Nebraska TV. Presenting sponsors are Landmark Snacks, Nebraska Community Foundation, and Pinnacle Bank. The town may have 260 here in Diller, but Beth, I'd say there's quite a few more than that here tonight as we see our first parade participants making their way down, and a few up in the blue sky. You see the flyover here in Diller, Nebraska. That's a good sign that this parade is underway.
The pilots for tonight's flyover are Jeff Ingalls, Bill Stelling, Randy Prelowitz, and Rob Barnes. What an amazing way to start out a beautiful evening and a lot of fun. As we watch, coming up the street, our first Legion is the Diller Legion organization. Marching this evening, we have Don Meyer, Bill Barron, we have Larry Chambers, and Dean Pretzer. Following them, Jake, is the Fairbury VFW.
Yeah, and the Fairbury VFW marching are Dennis Barker, Michael Hammer, Robert Ear, Guy Shalla, and Dave Bruna.
And next, we have the American Legion Riders. They are the members of the American Legion, Sons of the Legion, and Legion Auxiliary that share an interest in motorcycling. The group honors our military heroes in several ways, such as quilts of valor, ceremonies, flag lines, and funeral escorts. They are not a motorcycle gang, and they are not freedom riders. They are the American Legion Riders, post number 27. And as they find their way, at this moment, I would like to pause and, in honor and reflection, mention one member of this group who passed away recently. We remember at this time David Lotman, who we would very much prefer to see on his motorcycle tonight. We will honor our flyover. And at this time, we invite Allie Engelman to share our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red
Allie, thank you very much. And I would also like to thank all of those who we see in front of us who have served our country. That's a gift you've given us that we can never thank you enough for. Thank you again.
Well said, Beth. And also, can we just take a moment for that national anthem? How about a round of applause for that? That was dynamite.
Wasn't that beautiful? Now, Allie comes from a family of volunteers and leaders to the community, and she happens to be the great-granddaughter of this year's Grand Marshal.
That's a nice little tie-in.
It is. Isn't that awesome? Charlene Barnard was chosen as this year's Grand Marshal. And when asked Jake, Charlene said, "Why me? Why would I be picked?"
And why was she picked?
And they said, "You know, Charlene, you and your family exemplify the kind of people that make up Diller. People who get involved, people who lead, and people who make things happen." Charlene has lived all of her life but 4 years in the Diller community or surrounding area. Charlene and her husband, Kenneth Barnard, raised their 4 children and farmed northeast of Diller all of their lives. All their children graduated from Diller High School. Charlene taught and substituted in the elementary grades of the Diller school system for over 15 years. And then she volunteered even more in the kindergarten classroom. Charlene still enjoys playing the organ for her church, the Ellis United Methodist Church, and is a member of the area retired teachers. She also enjoys driving to Diller on Tuesdays for lunch and cards. Her family is behind her. There are the proud family members of Grand Marshal. Get it? Grand Marshal.
I do. I like it. I like that.
I didn't come up with it, Jake. I can't take credit for that at all.
It's the type of sign you'd see at
Little
like college
play on
game
the
day,
words.
that type of thing.
It's their sense of humor. Following the Grand Marshal is Charlene's family and support. Next, we have the Diller Odell High School Band.
Yeah, it looks like the Diller Odell High School Band plays in a variety of local parades, events, and contests, including tonight at the Diller Picnic. The band is directed by Garrett Easley. It's a hearty group right there.
I tell you what, usually a much larger group, but you know, these days we have so many students and other activities.
Yep.
We're pleased this many could come.
Well, they came out. They spent time out this Saturday.
They did, and we are proud of them. Hey, guys, we're also very proud. Every rural community is only as strong because of the people who volunteer. We are blessed and fortunate to have a strong rural fire and rescue system. The Diller Fire and Rescue received a grant through the state of Nebraska recently for the amount of $150,000, Jake. They are going to purchase a brand new ambulance.
Sounds like that could be a news story.
It is. I said this ambulance will be arriving soon. It'll be coming later this year. And actually, anyone interested, a project to put in the ambulance, they are doing a fundraiser to purchase a power load and power cot. And they've gotten donations from NextEra Energy, from the Diller Community Foundation, and others, Norris Public Power, to help with all those systems. So we cannot thank the volunteers who are seen here. Many of these folks were the ones who were out at Rock Creek when the fire occurred.
And that was no small task.
It was
as
no small
everyone down
task.
here knows.
As many of the folks who came from the different area fire departments, the Diller Fire and Rescue have been trained and have equipment to fight those kinds of fires, we are very pleased that we have a very committed force, as many rural communities do. So that's one of the backbones and the spirits of rural Nebraska, is the volunteerism that keeps it going.
And I like the blue and white, the color, kind of the lighter blue on the white. I like that on the ambulance.
You know, I'm going to have to pay attention. You apparently are much more observant on ambulance styles
You're
than
doing all the
I.
heavy lifting here. I get to sit back and enjoy the
And
parade.
just enjoy. And I'm like, man, the next time I see somebody else's ambulance, I'm going to have to check out the artwork.
And look at the
There you
Chevy
go.
SUV here.
I
That's
know.
got some fashion
I mean,
to it.
really, it is kind of classy.
It is pretty cool. I like it.
When we show up for a fire, we show up looking good.
Yeah.
You know, really, we do.
You know what? You look good, you perform good.
I like it. I like what you say. Hey, our next entry is the Diller Community Club Float. The Diller Community Club is the entity or organization that brings you the Diller Picnic. They are an active group of business people and volunteers, and you will see depicted here a proud Diller Main Street. You'll see our welcome sign, our school, our community building, our beautiful lights in the main street with Diller saying, Diller, a proud community. And that is oh so very true.
No kidding. Like I said at the top of the broadcast, town of 260, but there might be 10 times that here tonight.
I hope so.
All right, next up, looks like we got the State Bank of Odell. Family owned and operated, serving the community since 1907 with almost 300 years of combined experience. How you doing, guys?
I know some of those young family members. I know that guy right there. Hi, Liam. How are you doing? Good to see you. I love that smile. Oh, we know these folks. Old Red Puppy Truck. All right, we've got our friends grooving to the tunes. If you are in Main Street Diller, any day of the week, you're going to hear the radio playing. And who's going to be on there? Old Red 99.5 for certain. We've got Nicole, and we've got her friend there having a little fun.
All right, after that one, Puppy Truck is a nice-looking truck, too. You gotta admit.
Definitely.
Next up, Terry and Colleen coming through in a 1981 Camaro Z28. That's TB Farms and seed sales. That is a hot rod.
No lie. I said, nothing I have at my house is going to go that fast or have that much fun with it.
I wish to have something like that someday.
Yeah, well, we used to in our younger years, and then we had a family and we had to sell it, and now we can't afford to buy it back. You know, we all have those stories. Oh, this is a float that's near and dear to my heart. This is the entry from the Fundraisers Service Club, and this depicts the kids at Welcome to Read S'more Books Camp. We have a program every year that brings the children into the elementary library and invites them to read. And we've got the kids at camp read s'more books.
That's a nice-looking float. You got it plays on the outdoors theme, no doubt about it. That is 5H Repair coming down. He is in this white truck here. All-white truck. You know, we talk a lot about the colors of the truck. The all-white works as well. For all your farm tire needs, call 5H Repair, LLC, out of Barnston.
You know what? We were talking about ambulances earlier. There are days farmers need that kind of ambulance.
They sure do.
Somebody to call and come and fix things now. Yep. We know how that goes. Well, you know what? We are delighted to be able to celebrate the upcoming sesquicentennial of our neighboring community, Steel City, Nebraska. They are going to be celebrating their 150th birthday celebration on September 16th and 17th in conjunction with the annual flea market. Activities include a car show, Joker band, and lots of activities for all to enjoy. Happy birthday, neighbors.
Yeah, and they're one of a couple of towns down this way. Our friends in Saline County, Wilbur, they'll be celebrating their 150th coming up in July.
Really, I did not know that.
Yeah, so
Oh
a couple
my
of
gosh.
summer 150s here
No
in southeast
lie.
Nebraska. Looks like we've got Ashley Furniture out of Beatrice, the #1 furniture brand, quality you can afford. I've gone in there and got some furniture from them. You know, as a matter of fact, when I moved to Beatrice, where I live now, went there and got some furniture from
Well, I
them.
tell you what, they're awesome supporters of our community. They give a donation to our Dream event every year, which sponsors or helps build our foundation's endowment. Thank you, Ashley Furniture. We have a lot of great assets in our area. You know that, Jake?
We do.
We really do.
One of
don't
them's
we?
the homestead.
I agree with you. I said, really, we are very blessed. Our history brings a lot of richness to our area. And for those of us who live here, sometimes we take it for granted. But we need to be reminded that in January of 1863, 160 years ago, Daniel Freeman filed the first homestead claim in the United States of America, getting his 160-acre plot of land northwest of Beatrice, kicking off the homesteading craze that would last until 1986. Can you believe that? This year, the homestead is honored to have Marty Rainey at the park to explore how the spirit of the homesteaders of the 19th and 20th century are still alive.
Yeah, you got some nice outdoors places here. Homestead,
We
Rock
do.
Creek Station, Burchard, those areas. We're lucky
and
down
then
this
the
way.
riding trails and that
Absolutely.
are amazing. Hey, I'd like to talk about this one if you don't mind.
I think I'll allow it.
You'll let me.
Yeah,
I
I
tell
think
you
so.
what, I'm one of those goofy girls. Now, everybody that knows me as a goofy girl, but you've admired some of the neat cars. I like a pretty combine.
It's a nice combine. A good old Case IH combine is tough to beat.
I'm sorry, but our friends from Bruna Implement Company of Washington, Marysville, and points all over Nebraska and Kansas have brought these entries to us tonight. They have some of their side-by-sides, and there's one of my favorite families, Jake. In the combine is Alex Rolfs, the young farmer, my nephew Josh and his wife Callie, and they are driving through, to me, what is a beautiful piece of machinery, an 8250 Case IH axial flow combine.
How much do you think it costs to put tires on that machine?
Oh, tires?
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. It's one of those things no farmer these days wants to think about.
It's about the size of a truck bed.
Now, this is cool.
This is pretty neat.
It is cool.
I can't say I know exactly what it is, but I do think it's pretty neat looking.
Well, I'd say it's a side-by-side that they put tracks on. And I would say it's probably, is that a convertible unit that you can put wheels and tires on? So in the winter you can do that, and in the summer wheels. Aren't I the smartest one, Jake?
I was gonna say, you know your stuff. I'm from Chicago originally, so
Oh,
the
Jake,
farm
oh.
equipment is not my realm.
We forgive
I'm getting
you.
better.
You
but,
are.
You know,
Okay, we're going to test your knowledge, Jake. Man from Chicago, what is this?
it looks like a tractor with some really cool wheels on the back. That's what I'm gonna describe it as.
You are so very correct.
See, I told you I'm getting better at this.
Ding, ding. Jake wins the star on his forehead tonight. This is our next entry from Bruna Implement, a 400 Case IH Magnum. And you can get them with the tracks. Some guys say if I use the tracks, I don't press the soil down, my crops will grow better. I guess you save on tires. We don't have any with those, so I can't speak to it from experience.
Now, I do know this next one is a Chevy Silverado pulling a float.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Good job. Good
Thank you.
job. And behind it, we have the entry from St. Paul Lutheran Church. Their entry is called Jesus cares, get this one, for us.
I see it.
It is our Vacation Bible School theme, and you will see on our float puppies and kitties representing the fur. Oh, and we even have dog and cat sounds. We are totally impressed. Totally impressed. We have this whimsical float brought to you, and we invite all children of the area to come to Vacation Bible School in August. It'll be at Camp Jefferson. Oh my, now the fun begins. We have our friends from the Sesostris Shrine.
Well, here we go. You know, one of my favorite things about the shrine and the Shriners is not only do they have great looking cars every single time, but they also have the great fez hats. Those are outstanding. The Cruising Classics were formed by 13 charter members in the early 1990s and 1992. They parade American-made 1980 and older automobiles and trucks. Like I mentioned, they bring a lot of the hot rods, and they help the Shriners by collecting aluminum cans and metals. Their motto, cruising for our kids, and that's what they're doing here tonight.
Well, and I tell you what, we've got a couple really nice-looking Corvettes. The Shriners of the Sesostris Corvette unit are fans of the greatest car concept Detroit has ever designed. They enjoy sharing their enthusiasm by parading and showing their lovingly maintained vehicles. Now, I see we had one of the little cars go by.
We did. Here come the rest of them. Well,
all right. No.
He's going to give us a show.
Okay, here's the story. I think getting to be a Sesostris member or Shriner also means you get to have some of the coolest toys. Don't you agree?
I would agree, because that thing is pretty cool.
I know. And the little car. Except if I got in the little car, I may not be able to get out again. And so I'm not sure if the little car's really my thing or not.
Well, I'm also 6'1", so I might have some trouble getting in a small car, too.
Yeah. My reason for not getting in there is not my height, Jake. It's a little something different, which we will not speak of.
There they are, putting a show on for one and all here in Diller. Once again, our broadcast on News Channel Nebraska, statewide, brought to you by Landmark Snacks, Nebraska Community Foundation, and Pinnacle Bank. Again, my name is Jake Bartecki. She's Beth Rolfs. We're bringing you the 126th Diller Picnic Parade live and in person here in downtown Diller, as well as statewide across Nebraska on NCN.
We just enjoyed the Iron Nobles own and ride primarily Harley-Davidsons, but other makes of motorcycles are also accepted. They enjoy riding, fellowship, and all shrine activities. And the motorcycle group was organized in 1999. Now, here's the guys that amaze me. I'm going to let you talk about the Tri-Scats. Here you go.
All right, well, let's see what we got here. The Tri-Scats were formed in 1968 as a precision drill unit for parades and competition. They've since performed in many parades across the Cornhusker State, as well as the Kansas area, as well as competing in regional competition. They enjoy performing and entertaining the crowds with their precision maneuvers. Looks like that's what they're doing right now, Beth Rolfs.
I agree. I will share with you, Jake, that I have tried such a thing, not with anything with the motor. I tried it one year as a precision grocery cart group.
Okay.
This is not easy. We could not do it without engines, let alone with. Now here's my little cars, and there's a friend of mine that I recognize. He had to fix his tire the other night.
Well, you gotta have four wheels if you're going to do the Diller Picnic
Jeremy
Parade.
Engelman's
Come on.
one tire was flat. We have this group of miniature Model T vehicles. They appear in many parades each year and attract much attention. They are always ready to go. And Jeremy shared a very dear story of how he was brought on board when a former member passed away. He always would ride these with his son. His son invited him to become the operator of one of the cars, and I think that's just a wonderful story. Great story.
And there they go, putting on a show for everybody here in downtown Diller. What do we have next?
We've got Landau's of Marysville, Kansas. Landau Manufacturing is 60 years of quality products by quality people for quality customers worldwide. Landau is proud of their great team and hope you will consider joining them for the outstanding benefits package they have to offer. Contact their office at Marysville.
Made my way down to Marysville a couple of weeks ago, as a matter of fact. It's a nice little town in northeast Kansas.
Marysville's a very nice community, yes.
Here comes Senator Tom Brandt. How you doing, Senator? Driving a Ford Bronco. Senator Tom Brandt represents District 32, which includes the counties of Jefferson, Saline, Thayer, and part of Lancaster counties. He's throwing some candy out. Senator, how you doing? He gives a wave.
Senator Brandt, we thank you for your service to our community. We're proud to have you as our representative. Thank you very much for the days you go unthanked.
And he had a long legislature session recently. I'm sure he's glad he gets to come to the parade, take some time off.
I agree, a grueling one. You know, it's always a joy to celebrate with neighbors. And this is another example of celebrating with neighbors. These are dear friends from Zion Countryside Church. They come to us. They are Zion Countryside Church east of Gladstone, Nebraska, and they have recently celebrated their 140th anniversary. You see displayed there a beautiful 16th scale model of their church. Isn't that beautiful? And listen, I heard a bell.
What does that mean?
I hear the church bell. What a beautiful way to call everyone to Lord's house at Zion Countryside Church. We wish them a wonderful anniversary.
Was that coming off the float?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Isn't that amazing? I know.
You don't want to say some floats are better than others, but that's a pretty cool.
Isn't it?
That's some ingenuity.
You got sound effects.
Yep.
Here you go.
We got Anderson Seed of rural Odell. They are an independent seed dealer and seed producer specializing in all farm and lawn seeds. Dave Anderson, how you doing? He's throwing off some candy here. It's a nice looking float, very patriotic with the red, white, and blue streamers.
I'm going to tell you, Jake, this isn't always the safest place to be. There are times when some parade entrants throw things at you or shoot you with water. I forgot to mention that early on.
I mean, I'll protect you. I'll get my hand up there.
You are a gentleman. Yeah, but if it's to hot dogs or food, leave it alone, Jake. It's mine. Hey, here are some favorite friends of ours. This is Gail Henshaw, and this is a story, Jake. This is a 1931 Ford Model A, Old Rudy, driven by Gail and Nancy Henshaw from Lincoln. But here is what is so cool. Gail has been to every Diller picnic since 1955.
It's a long time.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It's a long
Isn't that
time.
cool? And I tell you what, he was one of our honored entrants last year at our 125th.
Well, if you're going every year since 1955, I'd say that's deserving.
I agree. I totally agree.
Still baffles me. 126 years.
Yep. Good tradition to continue. We now have a walking entry from Jefferson Community Health and Life of Fairbury, our hospital and medical care facility. Jefferson Community Health and Life provides health care when you need it with hospital and outpatient services, ER, therapy, occupational health, long-term care, and much more. With the hospital, we are expanding our ability to offer you and your family the care you need.
Jefferson County, right here as a home of Diller. Looks like we've got Sidetrack Bar and Grill here. Mike Banahan is driving his 2022 red-hot-looking Blaze Orange Mustang GT, a convertible it appears, and he's escorted by Sharon Preford of the Sidetrack Bar and Carla Hayes of Abate District 7 of Nebraska. Harbine Sidetrack, 402-754-4391. What came first, Beth, the chicken or the wing?
Most people like the wings. They come for Thursday night wing night.
It looks like this here says at Sidetrack, it definitely is the wing, locally famous from wing night. Luckily for fans, wings are also available anytime, not just Thursday, but Thursday's the night to go.
You got it. And Carla wants to make sure that you know she represents the ABATE group, which stands for American Bikers Aiming Toward Education. ABATE of Nebraska is the only state organization representing you as a motorcycle rider. If you are interested, contact Carla at Diode Communications. She can help you join. Speaking of Diode Communications and Diller Telephone, we have their entry tonight. Diller Telephone and Diode Communications, an anchor community business for Diller, has been bringing fiber optic internet to the area for many years. In fact, they will bring it almost anywhere, even to the deer stand.
I was going to say, it looks like he's got a pretty clear shot at a 10-point buck there.
Well, maybe not quite to the deer stand, but you get the point. Diode Technologies also works in the elements of bringing security, surveillance, and access control to your home.
Think he'd make that shot from up there?
You know, I know people that work for Diller Communications and Diode Telephone. If anybody could hit that deer, it would be them.
I'd miss.
Yeah, well, me too. I do better with my car, much better. Hello, friends from Norris Public Power.
Norris Public Power. How about that? Norris Public Power proudly serves 26,000 electric customers, including 54 communities in 6 counties in southeast Nebraska. The district's mission: safely provide electricity-related services to customers at competitive prices in the most reliable, efficient, and environmentally responsible manner. That's Norris Public Power out of Beatrice.
And we love them. Every day of the week, we can turn our lights on. We have to say thank you to them. And think of them on those cold days when we want our electricity resumed, and they're out there making it happen. Hey, you want to talk about another pretty piece of machinery?
I'd say
if
so.
You're from Nebraska. Semi-tractor trucks are another pretty piece of equipment. Here we have a 1976 white Freightliner. As for the great outdoors, we think it is great, and it has doors. Ba-doom,
there you
boom.
go.
Ba-doom, boom. Yeah, you got to know Brian wears his sense of humor.
Hey,
Thank you, Brian,
It's
for
Father's
that
Day
smoke.
week. It's Father's Day weekend. You got to have a dad joke or two
Yeah,
in
well,
here.
yeah, you got to know Brian for that. Okay. He says it's got old school power for the 70s. Oh my gosh, I love this entry. It's like, I like many things.
Yeah.
Get a load of this little cement truck. Here they are. I
Midwest
love this
products.
thing.
Yeah, see them for all your ready-mix concrete needs. Construction crews are available, and they've got it's a great-looking machine there.
These guys are our friends down in Hanover. They've got a great business on the north side of town. Oh, I got to tell you, if you're down there at Christmas time, Midwest is always going to have a star up on a crane and big line of lights coming down. Very pretty.
Kansas is showing out. We've seen Marysville, Hanover. We're getting down south of the border.
Yep, absolutely. We got friends. We all just celebrate together, and it's good stuff. Hey, we have one business that started in Diller. We have some great entrepreneurs in Diller, and here is an example. Landmark Snacks that was started by Chad and Courtney Lotman. Landmark Snacks is locally owned. It started right over there. And we're glad to see Karina back tonight. USDA inspected facility that co-manufactures various meat-based products. They are located in Beatrice and was established in April of 2016 by Chad and Courtney Lotman. They are always looking for folks to hire. They employ right at 200. So if you are interested, go to their hiring center, 600 Court Street, Beatrice, to learn more. And all right, quit giving my snacks away, Jake.
I was going to say.
You left me 2.
I said, let's go. We got 4. I left you 2.
All right.
I took 2. I gave 1 to one of our cameramen.
Yeah,
The reason I said, let's go, is they walked over some meat and cheese.
You noticed that I was busy talking about the entry and you were stealing my treats.
Well, the 2 and 2.
You're
2 and
forgiven.
2.
You're forgiven.
Yeah,
Okay,
hey, well, I
let's
didn't say.
moving right along. We have Lotman Concrete Construction, another entrepreneurial business brought to us by Doug and Cindy Lotman. They provide a firm foundation with laser struck services, serving the community for over 45 years. And if any of you shop at Walmart or Costco, you've most likely driven on a parking lot that has been poured by Lotman Concrete and Construction. Now, here is a serious float we need to think about.
No kidding.
It is brought to us by Lotman Concrete Construction. They've been laying concrete for 47 years. Oh, hi, honey.
What do we have here?
I'll meet you later down at the hamburger stand. It's a date. Wow. Just about as long as they've been searching for Bigfoot. They've been in business for 47 years. Watch out, campers. Bigfoot is coming.
They came right up to our booth here.
Oh, man. Looks like the scouters are coming up behind him on their mountain bike. Hopefully they find him. Wow, guys. Yeah, the scouts probably should have done a little pre-work. You're looking a little worn out there. Do you feel like if you get close to Bigfoot, you'll be able to take him out? You feel confident? Well, here, if you need a snack, I'll give you Jake's treat.
That'll work. Hey, do it. Do it.
No, you were supposed to fight back. You're no fun.
Oh, come on.
Come on, play along, Jake. Good gravy. Hey, Jake, here's another Nebraska original. I'll let you tell everybody about this one.
Yeah, we've got a nice machine coming through. That is Lotman Ready Mix. They are turning things upside down, hence their float and machine here. Again this year with their 63 Chevy Impala. You'll be upside down without concrete from Lotman Ready Mix. Call them for a price and a quote today. And they've got a little pooch on the front of that machine.
There you go. You know, actually, I know the other cars from the Shriners were really cool. And I did like them, but that looks like fun to me.
How do you think they made that? I feel like they had to take some time.
No, the guys did. They're amazing. They're very mechanical and very inventive. And no, that was totally an original. You will find a lot of stuff around here like that. When did you move to Nebraska, Jake?
So I went to UNL, and I graduated in 2021, and I moved to Beatrice in July of 21, so I've been here 2 years, July.
Cool. Well, we have a lot of educating to do with you. To turn
I did 4 years at UNL. I was in Lincoln, but
okay, that's not really greater Nebraska, Jake.
Oh, I've learned. I've definitely noticed that there's more to Nebraska than just Lincoln or Omaha.
There is just a certain to it that you gotta live it to get it. So come on down, and we'll do what we can to convert you over.
Hey, I'm here for it.
Good. Glad to have you. Next, we have our entry from Diller Locker and the store.
We got some mustard and ketchup and a hot dog making our way.
Well, you're going to know why here in just a minute. You are going to know. I will say, have you had a chance to come down and purchase any of the items from the store?
I have indeed.
Yeah, they have some awesome things that they produce. We've got some great meat producers in the area.
Great venison.
Yeah, they do. Do you hunt?
I do. I do deer and turkey.
Good for you. I only do that in my refrigerator. Yeah.
Or the grocery store.
It's
that works too.
Yeah. It
See,
just
there's some Nebraska. I went hunting and fishing. I go hunting and fishing. I went fishing this morning.
good for you.
There you go.
I am impressed. Well, let's talk about this entry from the store and Diller Locker. Here's what they've got to tell us. Diller Locker is celebrating the 126th Diller Picnic Backyard Barbecue Style. And you can't have a barbecue without a Blue Valley brand hot dog from the store. So catch them if you can. You can get all kinds of goodies for your barbecue at the store. And don't forget about the soft serve ice cream. Stop in on a hot day and cool down with a cone or a dish.
And they brought us a couple of hot dogs here, didn't
You
they?
get one.
I
ate
get one?
for supper last night. So
Was
I'll
it
let
good?
you have. Oh yeah.
All
It's
right,
good.
all right. We got another deer making our way, a couple down here, but first we got Dahlman
sir.
Drywall.
We do. We've got Dahlman's Drywall, established in 1994, serving Nebraska and surrounding states with a division that travels coast to coast. I didn't know that. We've got Nathan Day and his wife Jennifer, and we are so glad you're here tonight. And the kids are thrilled. I'm seeing the sacks are getting a little heavier.
Here's another nice looking float, again playing on the theme of the great outdoors, and this is Hunting for Wealth, the Diller Community Foundation. A nice looking float. So again, Beth, the theme is the great outdoors. We've seen that tonight, haven't we?
Absolutely, we have. And the Diller Community Foundation Fund is a proud entity within the community that is working to build a financial resource for future dreaming of this village and its area. We see two young hunters inside looking or hunting for wealth. A beautiful depiction. Do you like a good tune?
We're going to get one, it seems like.
Absolutely.
And this is the Horseshoe Farmers Band, sponsors listed. And band started in 1909. You see a number of their scholarship winners there, well represented in Kansas, Marysville, and Hanover. Got Diller Odell on there. Wymore's on the board. Here they are. They're going to give us a little show.
We are delighted to have them here tonight, and actually a couple of them came from a dairy show, and so we put them a little farther back in the parade so that they could all be here tonight for the parade. So thank you for your music.
That was very cool. They came and gave us a nice little end to their tune right here. It worked
Yeah.
out with the TV, too.
You noticed across the street we have our Old Bank Museum. Now, our Old Bank Museum is represented here with their float. It is Catch the Outdoors. Enjoy camping and fishing at age-old activity that can be enjoyed by all. Here you see depicted a typical camping site, including a bear.
Looks like they went fishing earlier in the day, too, just like I did.
There you go.
Somebody needs to take their hook off, or their fish off the hook, though. They got a couple dangling off the back.
Well, that's for breakfast tomorrow.
There you go.
Yeah, that's probably what's going on there. Now, being new to the area, you may or may not know about this next entrepreneurial venture. It is Dedichek's Duckeritas. Now, This is a line of products created by several individuals with more sense of humor than entrepreneurship.
Interesting.
You might also find a link to their ethnic heritage. Dedechek means grandpa. Babika is grandma. What? Oh no. Okay,
have?
people
Oh,
on
man,
TV.
Babs.
This is a long
Oh,
story.
man.
I was the Grand Marshal along with 2 other ladies last year. And as you can see, that's me. And I couldn't ride on the floater in the parade, so they made that. And
There
now
you go.
It
That's
just,
back for year 2.
gee, thanks. It comes back and haunts me. You're just amazingly
Hey.
creative.
It's the thought that counts.
It's more than the thought that
Exactly.
counts. Yes, yes. I tell you, you may want to look these folks up. You want to talk about creative people. Some things in their product line: Babika Duck Pizza, Dedechek's Duck Donuts, Dedechek's Duck Sickles, Dedechek's Duck Dogs, and this year's offering, Dedechek's Duckaritas. Someone wanted to ask where you can buy these, and I said, in the clouds in Scott and Linda's mind. That's where these things are sold. Very creative
Very
people.
creative indeed. No
Very
doubt about
creative,
that.
yes. Very creative folks.
We got a truck pulling another float here. Another, looks like we got a couple of kayakers, don't we,
Oh, yes, we do. Hey, you know, we talked about that all of our businesses, all of our buildings are filled with businesses on Main Street. We've got one little one down there. We'd love to get something in. But this is a new business owner. It's Carson Abling and her family, who recently purchased Mag on Main Boutique just down the street here. They are a clothing boutique, big fashion in small town Nebraska. We pride ourselves on our customer service and quality items, cute clothes and great prices. Main Street, open Saturday, or shop online. Carson is a hometown girl. She is coming back to teach in Diller Odell schools
Very
next
cool.
year, and we are glad to have her back. If you want to talk about another generational business, we now have 3Gen Trucking of Diller and the Beatrice Harbine area. Oh, I know that little trucker in there. That's my great nephew.
Really?
He isn't quite old enough to drive. He's very smart, but he's only 9 months old. So they
Soon
felt
enough.
a little young. He can't reach the pedals, but
Soon
smart
enough, though.
True. And bright enough to drive today if he
There
were
you go.
only taller. Yeah. So thank you to Andrew Hamill and his family for bringing their entry. 3 generations. I knew his grandpa Bernie, I know his dad Scooter, and Andrew, so it's good to have them.
We're getting close to the end here, aren't we, Beth?
We are. Here we have Don Warnken in a 1949 B. And I love these stories. Don, this belonged to your grandfather? That makes it even more precious. These are the kinds of tractors I grew up with.
The John Deere, the old school John Deere.
Yeah. And so when I'd play tractor with my boys, I'd go blucka, blucka, blucka. And now tractors don't say that anymore.
So are you a John Deere fan or a Case IH fan? I know that puts you on the spot.
I've converted
To what?
red.
To red?
Red.
All
We're
right.
red now. Ooh, you want to talk about a young group of leaders? This is our Diller Odell FFA group. Thank you, sir. Great throw. We'll chase them down later. These young people,
was better.
under the direction of their new instructor, Mr. Nunn, are looking toward a great fair season. Our young people will be participating in the Jefferson and Gage County fairs, and so we wish them the very best. They had some great competition results this year. Next, we have our neighbors to the east. Gary Cook in a 2019 Peterbilt gray semi-truck, owned and driven by Alex. Hi, guys. Good to see you. Cook Trucking has been hauling livestock in the Odell area and the Midwest for over 65 years. Arlo began by hauling cattle to Omaha and St. Joe in 1954 for area farmers, and business continues today with a second and third generation hauling cattle, hogs, and some reefer in the surrounding states and further. And now we have Diller Ag Sales LLC. Hi, Brad. Hi, ladies. Your local Fast Ag Solutions dealer for Southeast Nebraska and Northeast Kansas.
So educate me, Beth. What does this machine do?
That's a dry spreader.
All right.
So if you wanted to go ahead and fertilize pastures or fields and you didn't want to put on liquid, you could use this, and on the back you'll see the spreaders that'll spread it out for you.
All righty, very good.
Glad you're asking questions. That's the only way we learn.
Hey, gotta fit in, you know?
Absolutely. And they are also a dealer for Arrow Seed in Broken Bow, Nebraska. So they have all kinds of things that Brett would love to help you with. Oh, it's the 150th Jefferson County Fair. Let's find out about it.
Yeah, we're going to tell you a little bit about it. The fair is 150 years old. The theme is food, family, and fun. It's coming up on July 9th at 4 p.m. That's the fair parade. Be sure to take in the USAC National Midget Races. That is a great show. Make sure you make your way to Jefferson County Speedway for that one. As well as the Rough Stock Rodeo and Extreme Trail Riders. Those are also great shows. This is a 1947 Chevy pickup owned by Dennis Kenny. Can't stress enough that USAC show is outstanding.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. There's Amanda Wernke and her entry from Blondie's. We're lucky to have Blondie's Salon and Boutique located at 320 Smith Street. Amanda has full-service salon. Call today to get your appointment. You can also just come in and shop the boutique, and she's got some beautiful things. We've got a deer roasting on a fire.
Oh my
gosh.
Before he could even be skinned.
Yummer number, hired hands, redneck outdoors. Now that's a serious fire. And I know the guy cooking it. So,
you got to skin it first.
Man. No, not necessarily in this part of Nebraska.
Oh, boy.
No.
Yeah.
We're rugged folk, you know. We're rugged folk.
Hey, if it works, it works.
Yep, call the hired hands for all your farm equipment repair and portable welding needs. They might be a little redneck, but they'll get the job done. Located in the great outdoors of Hollenberg, Kansas. Get a hold of Rick Samlinson and I Like Rick's business office. That's one nice business office. Repurposed. Wonder what that was. I have no idea.
I had a sheep blow away there, Beth. It's getting a little windy.
It is. You know, last year the tent blew away.
Well, and you got to say, it's warm out, but the wind is it's a gorgeous evening.
It is, really. I'm with you on that one. It is pretty out here. So if you're listening, wherever you're at, I hope it's as comfortable where you are as where we are. Next, we have Bottom of the Main in Hanover, a 24-hour fuel, auto, and ag repair. They do tire sales, they do service work, and they are a B&W hitch distributor installer. All right. So the OK Service Incorporated of Hanover. I should just look at your truck. It tells me more than my attempt to read the card. And we are coming to an end with our closing entry of our parade this evening. It is our Farmers Co-op entry, SkyTech. We have Farmers Co-op elevators around the area. We have our local friends here tonight bringing through this fun entry to everyone. They provide a variety of different services, including fertilizer and spray application, feed sales. They also do seed sales and aerial spraying application. A great outdoors entry for sure, and oh my gosh, ices.
Oh, those are really good.
You know what?
Those are really
Nobody's
good.
going to have to eat much after the parade. They had candy, they had hot dogs, they had all kinds of things. And with that, we say good night to everyone as we close out the 126th Diller Picnic Parade. Don't forget, pie is still served until 8:30 in the community building. Hamburgers, the best. And bingo down on the North Picnic grounds. We thank you, Jake,
Absolutely,
and your
Beth.
friends
We
for
appreciate Beth, it was great to work with you.
You
Be
as
back
well.
next year.
I love it. I look forward to it. And we'll look forward to seeing all of you again next year, but we do hope that the year finds you well and the trip home finds you safe. Good night.
We thank everybody for watching as well on News Channel Nebraska TV. Our presenting sponsors for the parade, Landmark Snacks, Nebraska Community Foundation, as well as Pinnacle Bank. Big thanks to our NCN TV crew, as well as director Tyler Bersofsky back in our truck here in Diller. For Beth Rolfs, I'm Jake Bartecki. Everybody enjoy the rest of the parade if you're here in Diller. If you made us part of your Saturday night on NCN, we appreciate it. We'll talk to you soon.
We now join regular programming on News Channel Nebraska.